I have always been a huge hockey fan, like for as long as I can remember. I was 45, I think, when I started playing. And it was like I was a little kid.
It's Sunday night in Medicine Hat, and a scrimmage match of sledge hockey is underway. This is the Big Marble Go Center, Medicine Hat's premier rec center and home to the Medicine Hat Hounds. I'm Rebecca, and I've been invited to the match by my friend Mike.
It's very, very much like regular hockey, except that you do play on a sled. The player is sitting on a sled, you're strapped in so you can't fall out. And there's these, underneath, on the sled underneath where you sit, there are two blades that are on the ice, very much like skate blades. And depending on your skill level, they could be further apart or they could be a little bit closer together. And you have two little small mini hockey sticks, I guess is the best way to describe it. And on the shaft of each stick, there are some what they call picks, little sharp picks on the end. And how you do it is you hold the sticks, the blades are up top and the picks are on the bottom. And that's how you propel yourself on the ice. The picks dig into the ice. And then you use obviously the blades to shoot the puck and to pass and that sort of thing. And other than that, it's very much like regular hockey, the same rules, 5, 6 players on the ice. Yeah, it's so much fun. I have always been a huge hockey fan, like for as long as I can remember. There are certain things I wish I could do, and hockey was always one of them. My parents would be poor right now if I was able-bodied, because I would have been playing hockey from an early age. I just have always loved it. And, well, I didn't think it was something that was ever going to be possible. I was born with spina bifida. Basically what that was, I don't remember all of the technical aspects of it, but what I do know is when I was born, I had a lesion on the base of my spine. And from what I understand, a lot of the nerves were protruding from that lesion. They had to sew it up and how it has affected me. There's a number of different ways. First of all, I don't have a lot of function in my legs. Fortunately, I'm very lucky in that I can walk, but I have a very pronounced limp, and I don't have all the muscles in my lower legs, which has affected the function in my legs as well. So that's one of the major ways that it has affected me. So as well as the spina bifida, I have another condition that often accompanies spina bifida called hydrocephalus. What that is it affects the fluid in my brain doesn't drain properly. So when I was first born, among the other surgeries I had to have a shunt put in my head, which helps to drain the fluid from my brain down to wherever it goes. It goes down somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where it actually goes, but so that and because of that, I do have some very mild developmental issues as well. But like I said, those have been very mild, and I have been able to function and live a mostly normal life, or as much as possible, with having spina bifida. So that's the major, the most prominent ways that it has affected me.
My role with our son, he was very easy. He was he really was, unlike his younger brother, but we won't get into that. Yeah, he was a very placid baby, very easygoing, always has been, very happy person all his life. And even going through all the surgeries that he had to endure throughout his years going back and forth to Children's Hospital. I think we had one bad day where, where he was a little cranky and didn't want to take a shot for his painkillers.
Our team is affiliated with an organization in town here called Medicine Hat Adaptive Sport and Recreation. About 8 years ago, I just stumbled upon the Facebook page for this organization and just found it, and oh my goodness, I cannot describe to you how it felt just the first time getting out on the ice and just having that experience of doing something that I never thought I'd be able to do, and to just be a part of a team, like just to be able to play sports on, because as well as hockey, I've just been a huge sports fan.
When Mike was first born, and we first went to Vancouver, and talked to the neurosurgeon and that kind of thing, we were told we shouldn't have any more of our own children because there would be more of a chance that we would have another one with spina bifida. We were also told that that he probably wouldn't ever walk on his own. He would probably, if not be very mentally disabled, he would probably never graduate. And none of that came about. So, and that's kind of, I was 19 years old when I had him. So for a 19-year-old, that's kind of a lot of heavy stuff to be be laid on you. And it was kind of depressing at first, and then it's just like, what's going to be is going to be.
I think for me, one of the things I'd love to see changed is just the need for people to have sympathy or pity people with disabilities. I've had people tell me that they feel sorry for me for my problems that I have, and honestly, don't. I'm not going to tell you there's nothing I wish I couldn't do, but honestly, there's not really anything that I can say I would change. I have been able to live a normal, as normal as possible. I graduated high school. I have, for the most part, been able to work up to this point in my life. And sure, maybe there are some things I would like to be able to do, but I really have nothing that I can really complain about. I am just so fortunate that, and this is all I've ever known, and I don't need people to feel sorry for me. All I want is to be accepted, and so that's the one thing that I would change, is just that perception that people think they need to feel sorry for people with disabilities. So yeah, that's the one thing I would like to see changed.
The hardest thing I ever had to do in my life was to allow him to go and try out for a basketball team in junior high school. I so wanted to say no, you can't do that, because I knew he wasn't going to get picked for a basketball team. And it was the most difficult thing ever. What happened was, whoever was running that tryout was amazing, because he talked to Mike afterwards, and he asked Mike, he said, you didn't make the team, but we would like you to come and keep the stats for the team. And which he did. And then even after he went from junior high into high school, they would have him back whenever there was a tournament to keep stats at the tournaments.
And just to have that experience of playing on a team and doing something like that I just love so much. And there aren't adequate words to describe just how amazing that is to me, and how much it means to me to be able to do it. I mean, I was 45, I think, when I started playing, and it was like I was a little kid. You can ask my mom. It's one of the things I love the most about playing, at least at the level that we play at. Obviously, when you get to the higher levels of the sport, like the Paralympics and that sort of thing, you do need to have a disability to play at those levels. But that's the thing I love about playing at the level we play at. We have probably, I think it's pretty even between those of us on the team that have disabilities and those that don't. And really, when we're on the ice, there's no difference. I mean, well, to a degree. I mean, there are some people, some of our ones with disabilities, you can see, because some of them have to be pushed. So because they also have upper body issues. But for the most part, there's just no difference. And that's what I've just loved about it. And the ones that are able-bodied, they treat those of us that aren't the same, and everyone just gets along so well on the ice, and it's just that I love that. I actually help coach the junior team, and that I love that almost as much as playing. Like just seeing the enthusiasm with these kids, and again, it's able-bodied kids and kids with disabilities, and just seeing seeing the enthusiasm and how much they love it, and just how well some of them do. Like this year, we're about halfway through our year, but I look at some of the kids that just started last year and how well they picked up the game, and it's awesome to see. We've had it, I think, for about 5 years now, and right from the start, we had quite a number of kids that came out. So it's I love seeing that the sport is that popular among young kids, and it makes me so hopeful for the future that this sport is going to continue on into the future, long after I'm done. I'm going to play until they drag me off the ice.